The Curse of La Llorona is a 2019 supernatural horror film set in 1973 Los Angeles that connects to the Conjuring Universe. The movie opens with a flashback to 1673 in Mexico, where we see a beautiful woman in a white dress standing by a river with her two young sons. This woman is La Llorona, which translates to the weeping woman in English. The legend tells us that she was once a loving mother married to a wealthy man. But when her husband betrayed her and left her for another woman, she was consumed by rage and jealousy in a moment of pure madness and vengeance. She drowned her two innocent children in the river, thinking this would hurt her husband the most. But immediately after committing this horrific act, she realized what she had done and was overwhelmed with guilt and grief. She began screaming and weeping for her children, searching desperately for them in the river. In her anguish, she drowned herself in the same river. However, her spirit was cursed to wander the earth for eternity, forever searching for children to replace the ones she murdered. She cannot enter heaven and is condemned to weep and wail while hunting for children to drag into the water with her. Anyone who hears her cry is marked for death, and she particularly targets children. The story then jumps to 1973 Los Angeles, where we meet Anna Tate, a social worker and single mother raising two children, Chris, who is around 12 years old, and Samantha, who is younger, maybe 8 or 9. Anna's husband, a police officer, died in the line of duty a year ago, so she's struggling to balance her demanding job with raising her kids alone while dealing with her own grief. One day, Anna receives a case involving Patricia Alvarez, a woman who has locked her two sons, Carlos and Tomas, inside a closet and refuses to let them go to school. The story then jumps to 1973 Los Angeles, where we meet Anna Tate, a social worker and single mother raising two children, Chris, who is around 12 years old, and Samantha, who is younger, maybe 8 or 9. Anna's husband, a police officer, died in the line of duty a year ago, so she's struggling to balance her demanding job with raising her kids alone, while dealing with her own grief. One day, Anna receives a case involving Patricia Alvarez, a woman who has locked her two sons, Carlos and Tomas, inside a closet and refuses to let them go to school. Inside the closet, Anna finds the two boys covered in strange burns and markings, looking terrified and traumatized. Patricia keeps screaming that she's protecting them, that they need to stay inside where she cannot reach them. But Anna doesn't understand what Patricia is talking about. Anna believes Patricia has been abusing her children. So she makes the difficult decision to remove Carlos and Tomas from the home and place them in temporary care at a children's shelter. Patricia is hysterical, begging Anna not to take her children, warning her that terrible things will happen if they leave the house. She keeps saying that La Llorona is coming for them, that the boys are only safe inside the house with the protective charms and prayers she's been using. Anna dismisses this as superstitious nonsense and mental instability, thinking Patricia is having some kind of breakdown. She takes the children despite Patricia's desperate pleas. That same night, something horrifying happens at the children's shelter. Carlos and Tomas are found dead, drowned in the river near the facility. There's no logical explanation for how they got out of the locked building or how they ended up in the water. Anna is devastated and confused. She goes to inform Patricia of her son's deaths, and Patricia, completely grief-stricken and enraged, blames Anna entirely. Patricia tells Anna that she doomed her children by taking them from the safety of her home, and now La Llorona will come for Anna's children as punishment. She places a curse on Anna and her family, saying that the weeping woman will not stop until she takes Chris and Samantha. Anna still doesn't fully believe in the supernatural aspects, thinking Patricia is just a grieving mother lashing out. But she's deeply troubled by the whole situation. Strange things begin happening at Anna's home almost immediately. Her children start experiencing terrifying encounters with a ghostly woman in a white dress who appears wet as if she's been in water. Samantha is the first to see her, waking up to find a dripping wet woman standing in her room, weeping and wailing. The woman tries to grab Samantha, leaving burn marks on her arm where she touches her. Chris also encounters the ghost, and both children are left with mysterious burns that look like handprints. Anna initially thinks the burns might be from something else, perhaps an accident. But the incidents keep escalating. La Llorona appears in mirrors, in the pool, in dark corners of the house. She's always crying, always reaching for the children, and her touch burns like fire or ice. Anna finally realizes that something supernatural is truly happening when she has her own terrifying encounter with La Llorona. She sees the ghost's face clearly, a pale, ghastly woman with black tears streaming down her cheeks, wearing a rotting white dress, her long black hair wet and stringy. The ghost's eyes are hollow and filled with infinite sadness and malice. La Llorona doesn't just appear, she attacks, trying to drag the children toward water, whether it's the pool, the bathtub, or even a puddle. Anna desperately tries to protect Chris and Samantha, but she doesn't know how to fight a ghost. She boards up the pool, locks all the doors and windows, and tries to keep her children close at all times. But La Llorona can appear anywhere there's water or darkness. Desperate for help, Anna seeks out Rafael Olvera, a former priest who now works as a curandero, which is a traditional folk healer and shaman in Mexican culture. Rafael has left the Catholic Church because he believes their methods are too limited when dealing with certain supernatural entities. He explains to Anna the full legend of La Llorona and tells her that the weeping woman is incredibly powerful and dangerous, especially during the time around her death anniversary. Raphael agrees to help Anna and her family, bringing with him various tools and ingredients for protection, including special seeds, holy water, blessed candles, and fire. He explains that La Llorona is drawn to children and water, and that she's strongest in darkness and weakest near fire and light. Raphael performs a ritual to bless Anna's home and creates protective barriers using seeds that he scatters across doorways and windowsills. According to the folklore, spirits like La Llorona must count every seed before they can cross a threshold, which buys time. He also uses fire, which the ghost fears because it represents purification and the opposite of her watery domain. That night, Raphael stays with the family to protect them, but La Llorona's attacks become more violent and frequent. The ghost is relentless, appearing throughout the house, breaking through Raphael's protective barriers one by one. She seems particularly enraged and powerful, her wailing echoing through every room. The family realizes that Patricia's curse has made La Llorona even more determined to take Anna's children. During the most intense confrontation, La Llorona manages to grab both Chris and Samantha, attempting to drag them toward the swimming pool to drown them, just as she drowned her own children centuries ago. Anna and Raphael fight desperately to save them. There's a terrifying sequence where La Llorona has supernatural strength, easily overpowering the adults. Her face transforms into something even more monstrous when she's attacking, her mouth opening impossibly wide as she screams, and her wet hair whipping around like it has a life of its own. Chris manages to grab one of Raphael's blessed candles and uses the fire to burn La Llorona, causing her to shriek and momentarily release them. This gives Anna an idea. Anna realizes that the only way to truly defeat La Llorona is to confront her not with hatred, but with something the ghost lost long ago: maternal love and forgiveness. In the climactic scene La Llorona has Samantha in her grasp and is about to drown her in the pool. Anna makes a bold and dangerous choice. Instead of fighting with weapons or fire, she grabs the cross necklace that belonged to her late husband and holds it up while speaking directly to La Llorona. She tells the weeping woman that she understands her pain, her loss, her eternal suffering. Anna acknowledges that La Llorona was once a mother who loved her children before jealousy and rage consumed her. She offers La Llorona compassion and tells her that she needs to let go of the past and stop trying to replace her lost children by stealing others. This moment of empathy seems to reach something deep within La Llorona's cursed soul. For a brief moment, the ghost's face softens, and we see a flicker of the woman she used to be before she became a monster. However, the curse is too strong and too old. La Llorona cannot be fully redeemed or saved, but Anna's compassion weakens her enough that Anna can use the cross to repel her. Anna places the cross on La Llorona's burned hand, and the combination of the blessed object and Anna's protective mother's love creates a powerful force. La Llorona screams in agony and is pulled backward into the pool, which seems to open up like a portal. The water swirls violently, and the ghost is dragged down into the depths, her wailing finally fading. The pool becomes calm and normal again, and La Llorona seems to be gone. The family embraces, traumatized but alive. Raphael confirms that La Llorona has been banished, at least for now, though he warns that such ancient curses never truly die. The weeping woman will always exist somewhere, hunting for children. Anna thanks Raphael profusely for saving her family. In the aftermath, Anna visits Patricia in jail, where Patricia is being held for the deaths of her own children, even though she was actually trying to protect them. Anna apologizes to Patricia, now understanding that the woman wasn't crazy or abusive, but was desperately fighting against a supernatural force. Patricia, still grieving and bitter, acknowledges that Anna's children survived where hers did not. And there's a tragic moment of understanding between the two mothers.